Nomads. Who are nomads? There can be a brand with nomads. It does sound cool, right? So let's have a discussion on tribal society. So the first and foremost thing is, who are tribes? Mr. Anthropology optional, who are tribes? You are also from anthropology. Then tell me. That is something which you are saying. Tell me the basic, how they got isolated. They have always been, remain isolated. Primitive, indigenous society, can we say? They are indigenous people, most ancient people. We can say that they are the tribes or tribals. Now, what about India? What data we have about tribals? We have discussed this yesterday, I guess, or I was discussing in my mind only. Was it? What work you guys have done yesterday? Post the classes. We have to be a bit quick to keep answering my questions. First thing, let's go with their demographic status. Fair enough? With the demographic status, what census 2011 says? 8.6% of population. What is their sex ratio? Number of females per 1000 males. तो शेड्यूल ट्राइब्स की सेक्स रेशियो ज्यादा है या शेड्यूल कास्ट की? आई होप यू गाइज अंडरस्टूड माय क्वेश्चन. नो? ओके. Whether the sex ratio is higher for scheduled tribes or scheduled caste? How many for caste? How many for tribes? 990 as per census of 2011. But what about the recent National Family Health Survey? This is census 2011. Then there is National Family Health Survey 5, which says it is supposed to be around 1020. Fair enough? Now one more thing for you guys, but one alarming thing with most of the census throughout Indian society. The child sex ratio is declining. So what would be the implications? The child sex ratio declining? Or what can be the potential causes of that in tribal society? Lack of resources. How? Infant mortality. But how many infants got vaccinated? What is the vaccination coverage? Have you guys done your homework yesterday? Or just forgot after the class? There is a very good park nearby. I think most of you went for jogging in the morning. Is it so? I saw many familiar faces yesterday and today as well. Just joking. Come back. Yes. So, child sex ratio is declining. Retain the point. Causes. Think like that. The causes, implications, because data is not important. What is important? The causes, the implications, and what can be done further. What about literacy rate? Any idea? What about literacy rate among tribals? That is the percentage of reservation for OBCs, around 59%. And female literacy will be higher or less? Less. Just less 10%. How much? 49%. Done? Written? So these were certain quick data for you guys which you can utilize somewhere. Fair enough? Let's move forward. Now tell me, what are the major features of tribal society? Chetan. Distinct culture, or can say unique culture, unique cultural practices, right? Write that, unique cultural practices. Okay, subsistence farming is one thing, or agrarian, right? Agriculture is main source of livelihood, right? Then what else? Can we say non-stratified society? because there is no caste or other things. They're very limited to their segment only, right? Yes, you have some question. Simple lifestyle. That it was of Mahatma Gandhi. They have very unique lifestyle. That is very simple, no worries. But you see, they have very distinct culture. Even if you start from their clothing styles to their eating styles to the way they do those cultural festivals, right? They are culturally very rich because they have distinct culture, they have different festivals. What else? Different language. Okay. So linguistic diversity is one such thing, yes? Within tribals. Are you sure? Is there any culture of joint family in tribals? Okay, fair enough. No issues. There are, but there are patrilineal as well as matrilineal societies, both, but largely matrilineal societies. If you see the southern part of India, those tribes, or to an extent the northeastern side. Tell me one more thing, where you see this matrilineal thing more? Sorry, Garo tribes. Yeah, I'm not asking about tribes. My question was a bit different. Did you understand my question? Where there is more matriarchal or matrilineal societies evolved or developed, is there any geographical thing behind that? Imagine things. So women are more involved into land agriculture or horticulture? Yes, horticulture. And where horticulture thing is happening more? Himalayas. Okay. What else? Northeast. What else? Malabar. What else? Do we have some plantation things or horticulture thing in Telangana as well? Do we have plantation crops? Or Andhra has plantation crops? There will be some regions, right? So Telangana society is a matriarchal society or patriarchal? But there will be some regions where matrilineal society will be there, right? So not, I would say not every state or any state is fully patriarchal or matriarchal. That's what I wanted to say. Let's come back. One more point. They have a clan system. Fair enough. Ascribed to them, that is their unique distinct identity. For example, Methi tribe or Methi, or which is the second one? Kuki. The problem in Manipur. Is it a social issue? Is it related to their land rights? Only land rights? The ethnic clashes which happened in Manipur? Livelihood, security, jobs, yes. Fair enough. That means you guys are aware about it. What else? They have youth dormitories. You know the concept of youth dormitories? They want their young people to engage with each other. And there are different concepts so that they can have better social relations or bondings. Right? Their societal norms are quite strong. The social structure, I would say, that would be better thing. What else? You guys have done nothing at home. Different marriage practices like polygamy is there or endogamy is there. They practice mostly endogamy thing because class dissemination is very prevalent in such societies. If you do exogamy. What about health status? So now we'll move to another part, that is challenges faced by tribals. So what are the major challenges? First I am writing for you displacement, which is the root cause of many adversities. What next? Sorry? Local governance system will be a feature of it. Yes, that's a very good point in the features part. Though you were saying about challenges, but it's feature. Because they have their own autonomous local governance structure. Wanted to say clashes with the local government? health infrastructure is very poor or health facilities are very poor in such areas. What about the basic infrastructure first? What about the roads? What about the houses? There are more than 40,000 villages, almost 39,000 something to be precise, where no home has been built. They are still in their same environment or primitive environment. What about roads? More than 1 lakh villages. So can there be a question, is nationalism is responsible for delayed development of tribal society? The number of cases are quite high of tuberculosis. More than 50% of ST population is chewing tobacco or some sort of smoking things. That is also there, leading to high cases of cancer, and they are again prone to adversaries because they will not come to hospital or their reason is still in the underdeveloped segment. All that you can write in the challenges part also. Fair enough. Now let's come to achievements. There will be certain achievements also. Na? There is a tribe called Birhor tribe, the first graduate from the tribe. There were 3 students who have qualified NEET and got admissions into medical colleges from tribal reasons. These are certain achievements. Now, the gross enrollment ratio is also getting better in tribal areas. Do you understand gross enrollment ratio? Many of you started aspiring to go Videsh with GRE. Anyways, gross enrollment ratio, the overall enrollment in years of schooling. What is years of schooling? Till 14 or 16. This way we need to write. On health parameters also we need to write. The vaccination coverage is increasing. Like around 65% of the population got this Indradhanush vaccination and other things. Fair enough. Now also the tribal development is happening with different provisions. For example, for education, every tribal block will have a eklav residential model school or ashram school if their population is more than 50%. So around 728 eklav schools have been approved till now. What it will do? It will create some sort of educational capabilities or empowerment. We have health facilities also for them. Government has come up with certain schemes to develop what? The village infrastructure of tribal areas. That Dharti Aba scheme, which talks about overall village development. Also, particularly for PVTGs, they have come up with a group scheme which will take care of PVTGs, particularly vulnerable tribal groups. Yesterday we have discussed 4 or 5 parameters of PVTGs, how we can classify or how government has classified those 75 groups, primitive groups. Fair enough. Now, constitutional provisions, where you have given certain articles, right? So let's have a glimpse of those articles. Let's start from very basic. Do they have right to equality? Fair enough. Within right to equality, what articles? Article 15, 16, which provides reservation in jobs, educational institutions for socially and educationally backward classes. NSC is included into it. Fair enough. How much percentage reservation is being given? 7.5. Are you sure? Or 8.6? Next thing about it, Article 17, we can write there, right? What about Article 23 and 24? Human trafficking, child labor. What else articles we can write? Can we write about Article 25 to 28? 29, linguistic minorities aspect. What else? What other articles? Article 32, yes. What gives them more representation? More representation. Article 243 D or Z, reservation of seats in Panchayat for tribals. What about Article 330? Or what about 330? Lok Sabha, then state legislative assemblies, they have reservations. Fair enough. In which state there is largest tribal population? Largest tribal population, which state? Are you sure? MP. What about percentage? No issues. Let's come back. Any other constitutional safeguards provided to them? Now, can we talk about legal provisions after constitutional provisions? What legal provisions? Yes. Protection from Atrocities Act. What else? Forest Rights Act, FRA. Within legal provisions, we have Forest Right Act, which give them what? Right of land entitlements, we can say. Minor forest produce aspect, correct, where they can collect and sell. And what is PISA? Panchayat extension in scheduled areas. Why this act has come forward as a legal aspect? To augment or supplement Article Constitutional Amendment Act of 73rd, basically. PISA Act, to protect the rights of tribals through Gram Panchayat. Now what is the point? Gram Panchayat will be the main authority. You just need not to write all the pointers. You just have to write to protect tribal rights. The legal provisions are Forest Right Acts, PISA Act, just to add on a point. And if you have the space to write, you can give the add-ons. For example, land rights, minor forest produce, collection and selling rights, ये सारी चीज़ आप लिख सकते हो वहाँ पे. Then FRA, what about Bonded Labor Act? Because one thing you said, a very valid point, that there are 90% peasants, right, who are tribals. It is very easy to fool them. It is very easy to take them into the services like a bonded labor. So because of that also. What else? Anything else you guys feel like? Government efforts. Post the legal provisions, we can go for government efforts. A separate ministry, Ministry of Tribal Affairs, and that particular ministry is responsible for all the welfare work related to tribal development. Within government efforts, what? TriFed for selling and marketing of tribal goods or minor forest produce. Fair enough. What is TriFed? It's basically a cooperation or federation, which is the apex body to sell, to marketize, and for further export purpose also of tribal goods. Fair enough. Also, we have Adi Van Mahotsav, right? We have certain more criterias. Speak louder. Van Bandhu Kalyan Yojana. What we do that into Van Bandhu Kalyan Yojana? Basically for the holistic development of the people belonging to Van. Van means forest. Fair enough. So there are different government schemes, 5 to 6 major government schemes which are very much required for you. For example, in education, you can talk about what I have repeated 3 or 4 times, Eklavya residential model school, right? In health, you can also write Mission Indradhanush. Nikshay Yojana we can talk about. Aggressive monitoring by the government at different levels. Dharti Aba, that is DAJUA, Unnati Abhiyan, sort of Unnat Abhiyan, where for complete infrastructural development at village level, which will include roads, sanitation, water, and other things. Then there are many matriculation, post-matric scholarships provided by the government, which are further being used by the tribes. Fair enough? So these are certain key points which you know. Now can you write one question? Answer. Tribal displacement and rehabilitation question. Not right now. Go home and write it. And then come back tomorrow. So let's come back to our main topic. Now one thing is left, rural society. So there will be certain things about rural society, something which we have already discussed, and certain more things which we will be discussing in the further class with rural society.